What I'd like to do is to take a little bit of history, go back in time a little bit. Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. We can learn a lot from what has happened before, and that's what I'm going to try and share with you today. So, a little bit of history, let's go back in time, find some early project managers. I found it fascinating to dig, sometimes literally dig, into the history of project management and find out, look at some of these great things from a project management perspective. Two things curious about the history. One is, I bet many of you have found yourself in the situation where the project budget has started to somehow drift away before the work actually starts. I can see a few smiles that say, oh yes, we've had that one. And that happened on Panama. Not only did the project budget shrink, but the project timescale shrank as well. The only thing that didn't shrink was the length of the distance between the two seas, which was staying very much the same. And neither were any of the mountains. So, I don't know why that happened. I can't imagine what it was. I can't tell whether it was his overconfidence that was leading to that, or if there was some other pressure on the idea that was leading to that. But something was going on there that hasn't come out, I haven't been able to unearth so far. But the budget's going down, the timescale's going down, but the money appears to be there. For 4,500 years, that was the most accurate building on the planet. And some people would argue it is still the most accurate building in the planet. John Stevens, the third project manager, did achieve something spectacularly valuable to humanity. And many, or all of the project managers we have talked about so far, have contributed significantly to humanity and to civilization as we have it today. I'm afraid not many of us at the end of our project will have a monument left behind, but they thought that Mr. Goethals had done such a great job that he deserved one. This is the Panama Administration Building, Panama Canal Administration Building. This is the monument to him and his achievement. And yes, he deserved it. He took on a very, very, very difficult project that was in a lot of trouble and managed to take it to a successful conclusion. Marvellous achievement, and I say 100 years ago, now 102 years ago, it's fantastic, I think. If you find a project that's in trouble, actually it's a golden opportunity, because you're starting off with something that people know is a problem. And if you can take it from there to a successful conclusion, you will be seen to have succeeded. Not just to have maintained it, not just to sail through it, but to have made it successful. So I think projects that have got problems are actually great opportunities for project managers, and we can take them forward. This is a one you've never heard of. I'd be amazed if anybody's heard of the underground churches of Lalibela in Ethiopia. They built down and then back up again because they weren't able to build up. Fantastic achievement. That's Bamiyan at the top right-hand corner, sadly destroyed by ISIS and their belief in their ban of statuesque and monuments of any kind. Istanbul. I'll come back to that in a moment. A marvellous history, a marvellous study of the first landing man on the moon, which of course didn't really happen, of course, it was all a story. My personal favourite, Abu Simbel, a Boghoff project, buy one, get one free. It's a fantastic thing, rediscovered, I should say, in the Victorian era. Only much later was this doorway found underneath it, and inside there, these great hyper-style hallways and corridors and rooms, all chipped out of the solid rock, all through one single doorway. How would you do that without electric light, without any kind of dust extracting equipment? How would you manage to do such a thing? It's really quite deep inside the cliff. You can walk inside and tour down inside the place and see what's going on inside there. And when the Aswan Dam was built, this would have disappeared under what is now Lake Nasser. So buy one, get one free. The whole cliff was cut out and repositioned on top of the old cliff, higher up, So now you can go and see that exactly as it was 4,000 years ago, but the whole thing being moved up on top of a cliff and covered in a concrete dome. And inside there is a signboard with a bar chart. So you can see when it happened and how long it took. The UNESCO project in the 1960s. So you do get two for the price of one here, and an amazing thing. We should plan, as Wilson Researchers said, we should budget ahead, we should look at our risks, we should worry about our stakeholders, we should do all the things that project management best practice tells us to do. But I do think the one thing that all project managers need above everything else is good luck. So I'll end by wishing you all the best of luck with your projects in the future. And thank you for your time today.